guys, welcome to another Madden NFL 17 Connected Franchise Mode Player Progression Sim Test video. We're going to be doing Vernon Hargreaves III today, a cornerback out of Florida University. And I'm pretty excited to bring this one to you. I love defense. Defense is my favorite part of Madden NFL. It has been for many iterations of the game, and this year's is no different. So, with great pleasure, I'd love to do a progression test on this young kid out of Florida and see exactly just how good he gets in his career. Don't forget, the series will be in the description below as a playlist. Some of the parameters of this test will also be there's no coach firing, so you don't have to worry about personnel decisions. All the personnel decisions will be handled by the computer. Upgrading will be handled by the computer, so there's no human error or tinkering with the sliders or tinkering with the stats. This is completely simulated test. Results will vary based on user interaction, user tinkering and stuff like that with the sliders or with the experience that you get with the player. Overall stats gained by the user will be subject to however the user does. So this test does vary. I'm just going to let you know that right now. That's the disclaimer. But without further ado, Vernon Hargreaves III. Enjoy. As always, guys, here we are in the pre-test bio and attribute breakdown. Now we're going to be checking up on Hargreaves III here. He is a rookie out of Florida University, 204 pounds, 21 years old, 5'10", and he does have a quick development trait, so that's a good thing to see. He has a 90 speed, 85 man coverage, zone coverage of 84, 67 play recognition, 91 acceleration, agility of 94, press of 84, catching is of 75, tackles is 68, awareness is a 63, hit power is a 53, block shedding is a 63, pursuit is an 81, and jumping is a 90. We see an injury of 88, 91 stamina, toughness is 83. Now, normally I don't do these stats with defensive players because they haven't really mattered, but he has an 81 elusiveness, a 70 carrying, an 82 juke move, and a 76 return. So if this kid gets the ball, he's fairly capable of running it back to the house, and I think we're going to see that in the results of the statistics. So that is the attribute breakdown and the traits here, along with a little bit of bio about him. So let's move on and go ahead and simulate through Season 1. So Season 1 is complete, and here we are. We're about to check up on Hargreaves III once again, and he is an 81 overall, guys. He went up to an 81 after 1 year in the NFL. Let's see what the improvements were in his skills. Okay, so we went up 1 to an 86 on man coverage. He stayed the same in zone coverage, but it looks like we're looking at the biggest increase in a single stat I've seen in the 10 videos I've done of this. Play recognition went from a 67 up 14 points to an 81. So definitely a major increase here. That probably had a lot to do with the increase in overall. Looks like his acceleration, agility, and press all stayed the same. His awareness went up 3, and that looks to be about the only stat that has changed so far. But definitely with that plus 18 increase in his stats, that was very key in his improvement. So let's see what the stats were. Wow. 68 solo tackles, 24 assisted tackles, 92 total tackles, 0 tackles for loss, 0 sacks, 3 interceptions, 51 interception return yards, so hopefully we got a pick 6 here somewhere. 5 pass deflections, 40 catches allowed, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery, 5 fumble yards, 0 block kicked, 0 safety count, and 1 defensive touchdown. So it looks like it was a pick 6. I'm pretty happy with this. The other defensive players that I've done have not gotten a pick 6 yet, so I'm pretty happy to see this. Let's see, did he do any kick returning? He did 1 kick return for 22 yards. He did 26 punt returns for 164 yards, and his longest was 14. And there is the magic number. 16 games played, 1,163 downs played. So definitely a good full season for this kid. I don't think he probably didn't win Defensive Player of the Year, but let's check just in case. No, he did not. So he did not win Defensive Player of the Year, but I think I saw in his skill progression earlier that he got Defensive Player of the Week a few times. So that definitely helped him out as well. Let's go ahead and send through Season 2 and just see where we can get with this guy. Season 2 is in the books, and let's check out Hargreaves the third. He is now a 85. He's an 85, so 4 more overall points here. Let's check out the skills, see what the story is. So he went up 1 in man coverage to an 87, but his zone coverage is staying the same, so I'm not sure what the deal is there. His play recognition went up another 3 points to an 84, and his awareness went up another 5 points to a 71. It doesn't look like much has changed on the other fronts, so he's still got an 88 injury, a 91 stamina, and an 83 toughness, and his elusiveness, juke move, and kick return have not changed. He still has that quick development trait, so let's check out the stats and see what we can find out. Okay, so he had 52 solo tackles, 14 assists, and 66 total tackles, so down 26 from his previous season. Looks like his INT numbers are still up there with 2. He had a average of 20 return yards. Or no, he had 20 return yards in total. 10 per interception average, obviously. Longest interception was 13 yards. His pass deflections were 9. He allowed 40 catches again, so it's nice to see his pass deflections go up and his catches not go up either. Looks like he had 1 forced fumble and 1 fumble recovery once again this season, so not bad at all. And it looks like he had another defensive touchdown, so maybe a pick 6 here, maybe a fumble recovery. But either way, this kid knows how to hit the end zone on defense, so I definitely like that progress. Check out kick return. He did not return any kicks, and he did not return any punts. So that's a little bit of a different change here. He did not return any punts like he did last year. He did, however, play all 16 games once again, and he dropped his downs played by exactly 100 downs, but not too bad. I mean, that's, in general, that's just an average number there anyway, so. But I like what I'm seeing out of this kid. 5 total interceptions already, 2 defensive touchdowns for his career, 2 forced fumbles and 2 recoveries, so he's got a good average there. Not a bad start for this kid. A little bit of a sophomore slump on the tackle side, and 1 less INT, but that's not any concern really. But I do like the 9 deflections. It means he's really getting on the guys in man coverage and knocking the ball loose when he needs to, or just in general knocking the ball down. So I'm liking what I'm seeing out of this kid already. He's gone up, it looks like, 4 points here and 3 points the first time. So 7 points of overall already in 2 years is not a bad progression at all. So let's go ahead and get through Season 3 and let's further this kid's story. We're at the halfway point of this test, and Season 3 is over, and we're about to check up on Hargreaves once again. He is an 87 overall, so it looks like he went up another 2 points here. Let's check out the skills here. Alright, so it looks like he went up 1 more in man coverage to an 88. He went up 1 in zone coverage finally to an 85. He went up another 6 points in play recognition here. So some definite improvement there, and it looks like the only other stat that jumped up was his awareness, and that went up +5. So it looks like we are making some real progress here. I gotta say, I'm liking this kid's progression so far. So let's go ahead and check out the stats behind Season 3 and take a quick look here. He still has that quick development trait, by the way. Alright, so back in line with his rookie numbers. 70 solo tackles, which is the career high. 21 assist tackles, 91 tackles total. So one less than his career high, which was his rookie season. But it looks like we have a massive increase in interceptions here. 6 interceptions on the season. So he had more than both his rookie and sophomore seasons combined there. I really like that number. 13 deflections, that's almost his rookie season and sophomore season combined. And 3 less catches allowed. So he's definitely defending the passer a lot, or the receivers a lot better. He forced 1 fumble, did not recover this time. He did have a defensive touchdown, so it looks like he had another pick 6 here. 3 defensive touchdowns already for this kid. I don't know how he did all this, but he's doing very, very well. Just insane numbers. He had 19 punt returns for 153 yards, 8.1 punt return average, and a longest of 14. So just right in line with his old numbers in his rookie season. Let's see. He played 16 games, 1,232 downs played, so the highest of his career, and another full healthy season for this kid. So I'm liking what I'm seeing here. It looks like he's doing really well. He did make the Pro Bowl this year. He made 1 Pro Bowl. I'm really surprised that his development trait didn't go up to superstar, but maybe with another Pro Bowl appearance, he might just hit that superstar ability. So let's go ahead and move on through Season 3, and I'll see you on the other side. Well, it's Season 4 here, and we're 1 season away from finding out the final overall after 5 seasons with Hargreaves III. And let's go ahead and take a look. He is an 87 overall, so no change in overall, but it looks like some stats have gone down here. It looks like he lost 2 points in man coverage, so he must have had a down year for his man coverage stats. It looks like his play recognition went up another point. So that's about 24 total for him in that category. Actually, it went up 2 points to a 92. So some definite good increases there. He went up another 5 in his awareness, so he's now 76. Other than that, it doesn't look like much change. So not too bad there. I think the minus is really what did the lack of overall improvement. But let's go ahead and check out the stats and see if there's any other telling details. It looks like, wow, 80 tackles total. So 65 solo, 15 assists, one of the lowest of his career. 80 total tackles, so the 3rd highest of his career so far. 0 tackles for loss, but a half of a sack this season. 2 interceptions, so definite drop from last season's production, but around his average, so not too bad. 35 interception yards. Longest interception was 20 yards. He had 19 deflections, the highest of his career. He had 46 catches allowed, which is the highest of his career. 3 forced fumbles, so all 3 previous seasons combined there. He had that 1 recovery, which is usually his average. 10 fumble return yards, 0 block kicks, 0 safeties, and it looks like his 3-season streak of a defensive touchdown in each season is now officially over. So, not a bad season. I don't really see where the regression is here. I mean, I feel like the pass deflections is extremely high for him right now. I feel like the catches allowed is high, but I don't think that that's enough to warrant a poor man coverage increase. Well, actually decrease. Well, let's see the kick return stats. 0 kick returns, 0 punt returns this year. So it looks like he switches on and off every season. But here's another good story here for this kid. 16 games played once again. 1,105 downs played. So I'm liking what I'm seeing with his durability. Not too much not too many problems here I see with Hargreaves. I definitely like this test so far with him. So let's go ahead and get through Season 5 and finish up the test and get to my recommendations. What you've all been waiting for, the 5th and final season has been done. So let's go ahead and check up on Hargreaves III. Looks like he stayed in 87 here, and I can already see that his man coverage has gone down. It's gone down another 2 points to an 84. So for some reason he's having these off seasons, and it's really dropping his man coverage. I'm not really sure what's going on here, but he's been staying healthy. His numbers aren't bad. I'm not really seeing why he's regressing in that stat alone, but he's regressed 2 points to an 84. He stayed the same in zone. His play recognition is still a 94, which is amazing that it's gone up that much. It started out at a 67, so a 27-point increase here for him on that stat. His awareness stayed the same at a 78. Every stat is basically the same, so no improvement there, but he is the number 7th ranked cornerback in the league. So not bad at all. I don't really see why he's having this regression. He still has the quick development trait. He's only 26. It just doesn't make sense to me what's been going on. The only thing I can see being wrong with this is that maybe he's gotten to the point where his attributes cost so much that the experience he's getting is causing him to not be able to progress anything. But that really wouldn't explain the regression. So let's take a look. He had 57 solo tackles, 17 assists, 74 tackles, so the second lowest number of his career. So definitely a drop in numbers here. He had 1 sack, which is good to see. Means they're at least blitzing this guy every once in a while. 2 interceptions, so he's right in line with his average. 28 interception return yards for a 14-yard average. 21 was his longest return. 6 pass deflections, so one of the lowest numbers of his career right there, and that's not very good considering his previous season was 19. Let's see, 37 catches allowed, so tied with the lowest number in his career, so not bad there, I guess. 2 forced fumbles and 0 fumble recoveries. Now, I want to kind of talk about this a little bit. He's had 8 forced fumbles in his career so far in 5 seasons. For a cornerback that doesn't have the hard hitter trait and only has a 53 hit power, that's not a bad stat at all. I don't understand why his hit power hasn't gone up. I don't know if the attributes are as dynamic as the traits are, but if they are, I'm not really seeing the improvement there with all the forced fumbles he's got. He had no defensive touchdowns for the second year in a row. So while he is the only guy that's gotten a defensive touchdown so far in these tests, I believe, I don't think Joey Bosa got any. And I know the other 2 corners didn't. So I like this kid on defense. I don't really see where the problem is other than maybe his pass deflections dropped. But he did have the tied for the lowest career catches allowed, so I don't really see the problem. Let's check out the kick return. He did do kick returns actually this year, 16 of them for 389 yards. He did not return any punts, so it looks like the every other season trend has gone away for right now. He hasn't returned kicks in 4 years, but has all of a sudden returned 16 of them. And another good story for this kid, 16 full games played, 1,082 downs played. I gotta say, one of the healthiest kids we've ever put through this test. So let's go ahead and get to my recommendations and summaries for Vernon Hargreaves III. Well, there you have it, guys. Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensive back, Vernon Hargreaves III. Now, when I went into this, I actually did not know who this kid was. I didn't really pay attention to the draft this year other than Keanu Neal for the Falcons. But I'm not going to lie, I'm very, very excited about this kid. I think that the plateau at 87 was a little bit in line with the fact that I talked about in the video how he only kept the quick development trait, which will get you extra experience, but I think at the point that he was at in his 5 seasons, he needed that extra superstar development trait to actually get past the threshold of 87 to 90 range. I like the kid. I really think that if you put in the time and put in the work with this guy, that you're going to have an excellent defensive back for your team. Play him at safety, play him at corner. I don't think you're going to be disappointed either way. Like I said, I think the test was subject to a lot of variables with him. I saw some regression that I didn't really understand when, you've got guys that were only playing 11 games a season because they were hurt, and they were progressing very well. And then you've got Vernon Hargreaves here, who progressed really well, but I feel like he was held back by a little something. I'm not really sure what, but it just felt like he was held back by a few variables that weren't really accounted for in this test. I liked doing this test. I love defense, as I've said many times in the past, but I would definitely recommend this kid. Give a couple draft picks up for him. Give a veteran that you don't want anymore. Maybe give up a veteran corner. But definitely pick up this kid for your defensive unit. You're not going to be disappointed with your secondary once you get this kid. If you've got a decent corner, this guy would be a very good pairing. A very good. He covers the whole field. It looks like he can force fumbles. We know he has interception potential. We know he has deflecting pass potential. So I see nothing wrong with going and getting this kid. I'm going to give him a thumbs up. Definitely go and get him, guys. Well worth the trade. I wouldn't give up an extreme amount for him, but out of the corners that we've done so far, the defensive backs we've done so far, I would almost recommend this kid the most. So thank you for watching. Don't forget that the description below will have the link to the entire playlist. This has been Season 1. I want to thank you guys for watching this entire season. It's been 10 long episodes, and you guys have been watching, commenting, liking, sharing, and I love you all for it. Thank you very much. My Joey Bosa video has obviously been the most successful with the 6,300 views, but let's get these other videos up there, guys. I definitely appreciate it. I love having you guys talk to me on the comments section. I love you guys hitting me up on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and stuff. Don't forget that those links will also be down below. And as always, don't forget to stay awesome. And I'll see you next season.